loving your veteran. Devin, I get tired just watching those highlights. It's so crazy. Good to see you. Hi.
Good to see you, too. Good to see you again. How's everything going with you guys, man?
Devin, put your head down. What you got on your head? Why? Excuse me. That's Chicago Bears matchup this week. Why are we wearing a Detroit Tigers hat?
No, this stands for Devin.
Oh, okay. The D is for Devin. We love to talk about it. Listen, we love to make it all about you on the show, but your son keeps balling out, so we just got to get right to it. Last weekend, the West Orlando Jags won the AFC South Point Championship. They're headed to the Super Bowl in just a couple of days. Tell me about this team and how proud you are.
Man, I'm so proud of these young group of guys, man. The hard work that these guys put in it. Whenever we're facing adversity, doubts, always come our way. We always find a way to overcome every obstacle. And these guys, man, they put in the hard work, and it's well-deserved and well-earned.
We're going to talk about your Bears, but I'm going to ask you a little something about the Falcons. You spent some time there, and it's been kind of fun to watch what's been going on with Bijan because Arthur Smith, their coach, he's been getting a ton of heat for, the way he's not using Bijan Robinson at the goal line. Then last week he had his high draft pick, his big player. He had him returning punts. People were losing their minds. Do you like seeing Bijan Robinson returning punts out there?
I mean, it's tough, you know what I mean, if this guy hasn't the experience to do it, you know what I mean? And I think right now they're trying to find ways to get in the ball. And that all boils down to the offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? You guys get hired and paid to find ways to get your key guys the ball. You know what I mean? And it's something that the offensive coordinator has to do a better job at, is getting him more involved in offense, not putting him on return games and kickoff and punt returns, but finding ways to utilize what he's good at and bring it to your offense. And that's what it seems like they're lacking right now. They're not trying to create ways to get him the ball, so you're throwing him in at kickoff and punt return.
What did you make of his form? Can we play that again so Devon Hester can, I think it was 8 yards? Let's take a look at the top pick. What do you make of his form, Dev?
I mean, right now he's just trying to do the best he can, you know what I mean? It's probably something that's new to him. You're throwing him in a situation where, like I said, you're trying to find ways to get him the ball, but I feel like offense side of the ball is where he's more deadly. You have to go back and watch game film when he was in college and figure out what did they do. You know what I mean? How did they fit him in their scheme? You know what I mean? Sometimes offense coordinator, that's what you have to do. At the end of the day, you can't come up with a mentality that we're going to run my plays and that's the way it's going to work. But you have to utilize and say, at the end of the day, evaluate your players and then create an offense for your players, not your own schemes. And sometimes that's where we get mixed up as offensive coordinators. You come in with the mindset that I got a playbook and we're going to run my playbook. No, create it around what type of players you have.
And that brings us to Chicago. We're just, talking about building a team for the players, to be supportive of the players. Justin Fields looks healthy. I guess he's going to get the go against not the Detroit, the Devon Lions, I guess, out there. I mean, this is a kid who's had 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. Not the most talent around him, and somehow he's auditioning for his job right now. What do you make of Justin Fields as things stand right now in Chicago?
It's tough, you know what I mean? Because I was in that same situation, you know what I mean, where we went through offensive coordinators every other year, you know what I mean? And you never get a comfortable feeling or getting comfortable with the plays because, you know what I mean, once you realize that, okay, I'm starting to understand the offense and I'm getting comfortable with it, it's a new, totally different offense coming right at your face. So as a quarterback, I know it can be more frustrating, you know what I mean, to be switching up with offenses every year, you know what I mean, not alone me as a receiver, and all I had to do was worry about what I have as a receiver, and I can imagine his head is probably spinning every time he's out there playing if you're switching up offenses every year.
Do you think that's the biggest reason why the Bears aren't able to develop a quarterback?
Facts, because they're too fast to jump ships. and it's not fair for the players. You know what I mean? Normally, when guys are doing great on offenses, and you have the Tom Brady's and the Drew Brees, those guys, look at the offenses that they was in. They've been in those offenses for 5 or 6 years, so they go into training camp with Brees just having fun. Imagine going in training camp every year, and it's starting a new job all over again, where you got to learn how to do this, and you got to learn where this go, and you got to memorize this, the pass code to even get into the door. Like, it's frustrating. You know what I mean? As a quarterback, you want to be able to go into the training camp with your flip-flops on and your shades on and have confidence that the least thing I want to worry about is learning plays.
Yeah. And you and I, before the season, we talked, and it's, we wanted to get excited, and it's like, oh, they can do what the Giants did last year. They can make the playoffs. Like, we want it, we're supportive, and obviously things have gone in a different direction. So if the Bears land the top pick in this draft, Devin, is it time to move on from Justin Fields?
I mean, we all can say yes, we all can say no, but at the end of the day, is it fair for a quarterback in his situation where you just said that in the last 3-4 years he has 3 different offensive coordinators?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you would be saying that to a lot of quarterbacks if they was in his situation.
But let's make it.
Why.
But if we make it about business and not about him personally, like, I think everyone can say collectively he's not fair. But should Chicago say, okay, this hasn't worked out, and maybe it's our fault, we messed up, but we should now draft a Caleb Williams or a Drake May?
And then at the end of the day, what are you going to do with offensive coordinators? Are you when the plays is not getting ran, when you're not winning games, are you going to look to find another offensive coordinator? Because at the end of the day, now you have that same pattern. If you think about Chicago Bears, when I was there, I think we went through 5 or 6 offensive coordinators. So to me, when you find an organization that sticks with their guys, you find for one, you find the right guy. You don't go out and experience. So you go out and find the right guy that you know offense is high powered and has proven themselves throughout the years and out the league that they're capable of running a good offense, and that they can compete for at least the top 5 offenses of the year, or the top 10, even the top 10 offenses of the year. Go find somebody like that. And then, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, give them 3-4 years to really, really settle in.
Yeah.
You don't put pressure on offensive coordinators the first year and then they're doing bad, and then you put them on a hot seat, and you have rumors going around the organization that if they don't win this game, they're going to get fired. You know how much pressure that is?
Yeah, I think with that, it's about the contract, though, right? Because that rookie deal, it's the window. That's what it is with Fields. Like, it's more about that than anything else. The clock is sort of ticking on that. So the question becomes, do we start it all over?
I mean, to me, what's the point of starting all over? You know what I mean? You have to start with who's calling the plays, the offensive coordinator. You know what I mean?
Why don't you call the plays?
I like calling plays for 10-year-olds.
Listen, I see what Drayton's out there doing. You think this is an intervention? I'm from Chicago, and I'm like, Devon Hester, get your Hall of Fame ass in Chicago and fix it.
Man, it's right now. It's nothing I can do for those guys, man. This when you call offense, this has to be a 3-4 year window where you prove and you get better at it. It's not a 1-year deal where you don't change the record from 11-4 to 4-12 type situation. Nah, when you call offense and you offense coordinator, give them 2-3 years of just no hot seat, no nothing, no pressure, but just okay, you got 2.5-3 years to get the job done.
Yeah, no
not
pressure.
1 year.
I don't know. Go win a Super Bowl with those West Orlando Jags and Drayton, and then maybe I'm just saying, we'd love to have you back in Chicago calling the shots.
Will do.
Thanks, Dev. We appreciate you so much. You're a legend. I didn't even talk about the Hall of Fame stuff because it's just going to happen. I didn't even want to talk about it.
We all know that.
Have we heard anything?
Not yet.
Oh, I know they're making their cuts. I'm like, they bet that 20.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be on the lookout.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Bye, Dev.